drive. It fuels performance. It's tattooed on our hearts and on our parts. It's why we always floor it. But what is drive? It's the passion behind our people. Those who build, who sell, who service, who strengthen us every day. It's where unprecedented manpower becomes unthinkable horsepower. It's the same drive we were built on nearly 80 years ago that's carried us through decades of change. The same drive that now connects our brands around the globe and around the racetrack. It's the hands, the heart, and the muscle that keep the human engine running. Because in the end, it's not about parts. It's about people. We're not just servicing cars. We're in service of people's lives. That's what really drives us. That's why we challenge convention. That's why we bleed true blue. Because we're all in, giving it our all. In service of drivers, dreamers, challengers, and wranglers. Everyone, 0 to 60 and beyond. How will you be driven? Mopar, all in service of the people who drive us.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome President of Mopar, Pietro Gorlier.
Good afternoon, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Here we are, starting another SEMA press conference at 4:26. And I love our tradition and the history behind it. Mopar is not just about parts and accessories. It is about meeting the needs and enhancing the owner's experience around the world. Meeting here like this at 4:26 means something. You see, nothing we do is just by chance. There's always a reason behind it, and I know you understand it. Because just like us, the people here at SEMA are enthusiasts. That's why we love coming here. It is inspiring for us. We know our customers love the tinker. They want to make it faster. They want to make it louder. They want to make it bolder. They want to have fun. And we will not disappoint. We have 3 announcements to share with you this afternoon. But before we do, let's talk for a moment about why these announcements are so important to our business. And I believe people have an innate nature to customize, to put their own spin on the details, from houses to clothing to vehicles, especially their vehicles. In fact, we know that accessories influence at least 50% of all global vehicle purchase decisions. And that is why we offer more than 30,000 accessories in more than 150 markets around the globe. We are not just dabbling in this business. We don't just do wheels or just do graphics or just performance upgrades. In fact, we do all these things because we are all in service of the people who drive us. And we need to deliver what our customers want and need for their rides. This is why Mopar accessories and performance parts are not an afterthought, but an essential part of our business. Our products help our sister brands sell vehicles and increase customer loyalty. Let me give you a few examples. The turn rate of a Ram improves by 14% simply by adding a bed liner. A Dodge Dart with a full body kit sells 20% faster. And today, more than 30% of the vehicles ordered are upgraded with Mopar Custom Shop content because dealers know it moves inventory quicker. And when it comes to the star of our portfolio, 80% of Jeep Wranglers are fitted with at least one Mopar accessories. 98%, nearly everyone. That number is beyond impressive. In fact, Jeep Wrangler has the highest accessory revenue per vehicle sold within the FCA group. US customers spend more than $700 on average. So that is one reason we at Mopar are consistently ramping up our efforts to offer more choices to our customers. In the last 5 years, we have increased the number of accessories by more than 3,000. But there is a second reason, one that is more authentic, that moves beyond sales numbers and revenues. It is one of great passion, and it starts on our engineers and designers' drawing boards. Our parts and accessories are crafted by the same people who make our vehicles. They are designed with a very specific end product in mind. It cannot be stressed enough that Mopar is factory. And because Mopar products and services come from the same design studios and test labs as our vehicles, the fit and finish are unmatched. And if the product is installed in our custom shop, it will retain the new car warranty. This is a benefit that no other company can offer. In the last 5 years, the Mopar brand, in partnership with our sister brands, has showcased more than 100 customized vehicles at SEMA. And this year is not different. We have 19 cars, trucks, and Jeeps that have been modified with Mopar parts and accessories. These vehicles have 3 kinds of content. Some of the content represent blue sky thinking, things not in the market today, maybe not on our current roadmap, but they represent things we are thinking about and want to give some exposure to. Some of the content is on the roadmap, but not yet off the drawing board. So we bring it to SEMA, where we gauge reactions. And the third type of content is real, parts you can buy today. Each of these vehicles has a nice mix of content that we invite you to explore. And I like to think of SEMA as an active case study. Here we can measure feedback and excitement and take that information back with us. This process of imagining, sharing, refining, delivering has enabled us to bring many new products to market. And I want to name a few of my favorites. For instance, the Jeep Performance Parts portfolio to serve customers who believe the fun only starts when the road ends. The Mopar Stage Kits for the Chrysler 300, or the Mopar Scat Pack Kits for both the Dodge Challenger and Charger for a big boost of adrenaline. And while we are talking about Dodge, I have a video that is a great segue to our first announcement and the introduction of a very good friend of Mopar. Take a look.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Head of Passenger Cars, Tim Kuniskis.
Afternoon, everybody. You know, a year and a half ago, we decided that we were going to purify the Dodge brand, and we were going to concentrate on performance. Since then, we've done a lot of things. We released the Mopar Scat Pack Stage Kits for the 5.7-liter Hemi. They add up to 75 horsepower and don't void your factory warranty. We brought back the iconic shaker hood right here at SEMA. You can order it from the factory, or you can retrofit it through Mopar. We launched the Challenger Scat Pack, 485 horsepower, the highest horsepower in the industry for less than $40,000. And we launched the Hellcat Twins, And I think by now everybody knows they're the fastest, most powerful muscle cars ever. Plus today, we're showing you a new Mopar concept wide body kit for the Challenger. The kit's designed for 2008 and newer Challengers, but to be honest, we're not really sure if we're going to build this one, like Pietro was talking about. We're just not sure there's enough demand for it yet. So we built one, we brought it here to gauge the interest and see what you guys think. But that's what SEMA is all about, just like Pietro was saying, right? So hopefully if you like it, you'll give that feedback to us. Now, looking back, it's been a very exciting and fun couple of years for the Dodge brand. But with all that fun comes some responsibility. I mean, we're putting 400, 500, 600, even 700 plus horsepower cars on the showroom floor. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. If you missed the first muscle car era, don't miss this one. This really is the golden age of high performance vehicles. And it's up to us as an industry, OEM and aftermarket, to make sure that this era lasts longer. If you think about it, the last one ended prematurely for two reasons. Number one, fuel prices, and number two, insurance costs. This time around, technology is helping us on both of these fronts. We now have the ability to produce over 700 horsepower and still deliver 22 miles per gallon. And on the insurance side of the equation, muscle cars now have safety and security features that were only once available on luxury vehicles. But there's one thing that technology can't fix: knowing, understanding, and fully appreciating the levels of performance that these modern day marvels are capable of delivering. So today, we're announcing a partnership with the Bob Bondurant School of High Performance Driving. And we are very honored that the legend himself, Bob Bondurant, is here with us today, right over there by the Viper. For nearly 50 years, Bob Bondurant's method of training has served more than 500,000 drivers around the world. Bondurant is now the official high-performance driving school of Dodge and SRT. Everyone who buys an SRT will get an opportunity to learn from the best at Bondurant. A one-day high-performance driving class is now included with the purchase of every SRT. But if you don't own an SRT and you dream of testing the limits of a Hellcat or a Viper, just sign up for the Bondurant School. They are converting their entire fleet of vehicles over to Chargers, Challengers, and Vipers for you to drive. Cars like the Viper sitting right here today. Now trust me, one day at Bondurant and you'll be hooked, looking for every opportunity to get back to the track. And to make sure you have the hardware to back up those new skills, you're going to want a Viper like this one right here, the new 2016 Viper ACR. This is America's race car. It's the fastest Viper track car we've ever built. The ACR has true professional-grade capabilities and is purpose-built for the weekend racer who wants the most extreme but street-legal track car available. And since we're here at SEMA, you probably already know how extreme the new ACR is. 645 horsepower and more torque than any naturally aspirated production car. Massive carbon ceramic Brembo brakes, independent adjustable Bilstein coilovers, special Kumho track tires designed specifically for the ACR. And finally, an extreme aero package with the 6-foot wing on the back, removable and adjustable front splitter, dual dive planes, removable hood and fender vents, and a rear diffuser that extends all the way to the rear axle with removable and adjustable strakes designed to actually contact the track surface. All combined, it generates nearly 2,000 pounds of downforce and allows you to hold in excess of 1.5 Gs in high-speed turns. But what nobody knows is why all the track stickers are on the side of that Viper. These stickers represent the tracks where the new ACR has not only bested its previous record, but also set a new production car track record. Now, we could have tried to set these records with a professional driver, but that's not the purpose of the ACR. The ACR was built to provide the weekend racer with a competitive advantage. So the record attempts were run with our own SRT chassis dynamic engineer, Chris Winkler. You want to know how fast the ACR performed with Chris behind the wheel? The ACR has yet to go to a single track where it hasn't set, not the Viper track record, but the production car track record at that track. But we wanted to take it a step further. I mean, this is SEMA, right? So we, in fact, took it all the way to the wire. It was a little risky because we did it just last week. We went to Monterey, California, to the historic Laguna Seca Raceway. But this time, we didn't have Chris drive the car. Because at Laguna, almost every track record has been set by Motor Trend's pro driver, Randy Post. And the prior track record was set by Randy in a $1 million Porsche 918. So we figured, for consistency and to remove all doubt, we'd use the same driver. The result, Randy drove this exact ACR to the new Laguna track record of 128.65. So you guys obviously know some track times. That's not just over 5 seconds faster than the previous generation ACR track record at Laguna. It's also 1.24 seconds faster than the Porsche 918. 1.24 seconds maybe doesn't sound like a lot, till you consider that's an 11-car lead in just one lap. Laguna Seca, VIR Grand, Grattan, Gingerman, Waterman, Nelson Ledges, Button Willow, Willow Springs, Road Atlanta, 13 tracks, 13 production car track records. The ACR hasn't met a track yet where it didn't shatter the record. And with this, SCCA, the Sports Car Club of America, has officially certified that this 2016 Viper ACR now holds more production car track records than any production vehicle in the world. Last year, when everyone was talking about the Hellcat twins, the Viper guys thought it's time to remind the world that while the Hellcats may own the streets, the Viper owns the road courses. So what they did was they took all of the philosophies and all the techniques that they used on the previous generation ACR and applied them to the 5th generation Viper to see what would happen. We were so confident that by applying all that to the new platform that this car would be so much better, I kind of went out on a limb. And I said that this would be the fastest street-legal Viper track car that we had ever built. It had to be, right? We had applied all the same ACR methodologies to the new platform, and it was a better car. Stiffer chassis, had 45 more horsepower, independent adjustable suspension, massive carbon fiber brakes, and the highest downforce of any aero package ever put on a production car. The idea was to take it out and see if we could beat the previous generation ACR track times. But the intent of this car was to be for a weekend racer, not for a professional race driver. So we put one of our own guys in it. We put our vehicle dynamic engineer, Chris Winkler, behind the wheel and took it to the track. Not only did we beat the previous generation cars time, we beat the lap record for all production cars at that track. So then we went to the next track. Track after track after track. Every track that the car went to set a new production car record. Coming into the SEMA show, SCCA has certified that the 2016 Viper ACR now holds more track records than any production car in the world. Feels pretty good.
That's pretty good, pretty good. It's amazing, amazing. And I think we need a round of applause for Tim. Where's Tim? I lost Tim. And obviously, particularly for Dodge and for the Vipers, the real star. So it's no doubt that there is a lot of passion when you put Dodge and Mopar together. But that passion isn't just reserved for our performance cars. You'll also find it on Ram trucks. We announced earlier this year a brand new Ram 1500. It's a model called the Rebel. And in true Mopar fashion, we immediately started thinking about adding value to the new family member. And now, here at SEMA, we are ready to share with you the Ram Rebel X. Do you like it? It is obviously a full-size pickup outfitted with a catalog's worth of Mopar production parts and accessories. And let's start with what you can see first. The unique copper exterior extends to the functional sport performance hood. It is accented with matte black graphics and a touch of iconic Mopar blue that you always find on our vehicles. Mopar wheel flares extends over the 35-inch tires wrapped around 17-inch wheels with a functional bead lock ring. Let's look at the front, a skid plate and the already iconic Rebel grille. The bed is secured with a soft three-fold cover. Black tubular side steps boost you to the interior, which feature custom calfskin leather seats embroidered with the Rebel X name and accent stitching. And there's so much more in this vehicle, like seal guards, all-weather mats. But the Ram Rebel X is powered by a 5.7-liter Hemi. There is a Mopar cold air intake, catback exhaust tips fed by an active air duct. All work together to enhance performance. This Rebel X is solid. It is unique. It is a strong union between Ram and Mopar. And almost all of the Mopar accessories of this vehicle are available for sale now. So you can replicate this model, or you can make your own by choosing the parts you love the most. Because at Mopar, we want to give everyone an opportunity to drive something special and unique, whether on a city street or sandy dunes. But Mopar is also known for creating some really special vehicles. You may remember the Mopar 10, the Mopar 11, up to the Mopar 15. And we are keeping the tradition alive. Take a look at this video and welcome another good friend of Mopar.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Head of Jeep Product Marketing, Jim Morrison.
Hey, thanks, Pietro. It's great to be here. I'd like to thank everyone at SEMA who have once again awarded the Jeep Wrangler as the most accessorized 4x4. Thank you very much. Now, the 6th year in a row for the award, and solid proof that no one at Jeep is comfortable standing still or resting on our laurels. Want more proof? We've just released our October sales. Up 33% here in the US, And with that, Jeep sales globally are up 22%. So not just a one-hit wonder for sure. And not bad given that the last 3 years were also sales records. Wrangler sales, driven by the brand enthusiasts, are a big part of that continual growth for Jeep. All of which are positive indicators of the Jeep brand's strength here in the home of the brand in the United States and around the world. As you saw in the video, the Jeep vehicles prove their 4x4 capability every day, and that is what the Easter Jeep Safari is all about. I see a lot of you guys that have been there in the past. We've got another one coming up. The Red Rock four-wheelers are the club that put on the Easter Jeep Safari every year. And this year happens to be the 50th annual safari. So I'm here today to announce an exciting new Wrangler Red Rock concept. To help celebrate the 50th, Jeep will produce a very limited number of Red Rock special editions. And while these vehicles won't be exactly as the one that you see here, there's no question that the production version will be inspired by the concept. Let's take a look. So the first time ever, the Jeep Wrangler Red Rock concept. And here what makes this really cool. There will only be 50 of these vehicles inspired by this great looking concept. This Jeep will quickly become a collector's item, and we will put it hard at work on the trails. This concept has every aftermarket part you could dream of from Mopar and Jeep Performance Parts. Take a look at this thing. From its stubby bumpers, its LED headlamps, BFG KO2s, 35s, beadlock tires, new rock steps. This thing is incredible. A real functional hood with incredible Red Rock graphics. This vehicle is a sure standout. It's even got all of the protection that you need that's standard on every Wrangler, but we've even added protective diff covers. And of course, you need to communicate at Moab, so we've even added a Jeep CB radio. And of course, it comes with doors too if you want doors, but didn't look as cool. So this is all coordinated in firecracker red with unique color accents, and they will be uniquely serialized with Red Rock badging. So whether you're dreaming about your own Jeep or planning your next trip to Moab, the Red Rock concept has something for everybody. Pietro, what do you think? Will this vehicle stand out in Moab this year?
Of course it will, of course. And by the way, here is the award. 6 consecutive year for the Jeep Wrangler hottest 4x4 SUV at SEMA.
All right.
Thank you, Jim. And obviously, we will love to see this vehicle in Moab. But it is another place like really SEMA where we can gather the feedback of our enthusiasts. And there are really thousands of Jeep enthusiasts at SEMA, obviously, and also Moab every year. So, but we have seen another great example that whether you want capability, you want performance, or customization, Mopar is there. And now we started this gathering at 426 in true Mopar tradition. And we need to come full circle and end with another one of our SEMA traditions, beer. Please join me in the Mopar garage to celebrate, because after all, it is Mopar or no car. Thank you.